This is Kristen Redman, and today we're going to talk about how the planets in the sky out there this year are going to be impacting you and making 2018 a pretty pivotal year in your life. This is a big year. This is a huge year because your ruling planet Uranus moves into a new sign. And your planet doesn't move very fast. It takes 7 years for it to move into a new sign. So as it moves into Taurus, it brings a lot of grounding and stability for you that starts in May and really continues that trend over the next 7 years as it moves through that sign. It's trying to bring some energy and stability in your life in terms of finances and health and the body and the mind. And this year is going to be an interesting year because, of course, with your ruling planet as an Aquarius, you're fully aware of these things, that it can bring chaotic, weird, unexpected changes on you. And you're one of those signs that you encounter it most because you have that ruler Uranus there always with you, impacting you and making an impact on your chart. So this is a year where you're going to find that the chaotic, unexpected changes that were thrown upon you in 2018, the ones that you had to go through, the new beginnings that you had to go through, this is the year where you make the adjustments as a result. This is the transitionary period. And this is a time where new freedoms are coming to you, which is big for you. Of course, as an Aquarius, freedom is very important to you. Freedom, independence are at the forefront. And this is a year where they come through. And it's not just because Uranus, of course, moving into your sign, but we also have Mars retrograding in your sign for 6 months out of the year. This is just such a rare event to have happen. So there's going to be a lot of introspection, a lot of reflecting, and a lot of looking to the past with how you have asserted yourself, maybe areas where you have impulsively acted and should have put more thought into. This is the year where you make amends for those things as well. All the personal corners of your world are going to be getting a shake-up in this year in ways. If they haven't already, they've started to, and you've been feeling it. But this is the year where you're ready to make some substantial changes in these areas because so many areas of your life are being impacted by these new beginnings and new changes that the universe is kind of throwing on you a little bit. So let's get right into it and start with money. Okay, Jupiter goes through Scorpio once every 12 years, 12 to 14 years. It depends on how things are going, but it's been like 2005 since it's been there. And when Jupiter goes into Scorpio, what it does is it brings a healing. It brings a transformation. And for you, my Aquarian friends, where this is going to be happening is in your house of finances. Some healing is going to be going through big time. There is a very lucky period that has opened December 3rd in 2017 here. And it goes through May 17th. And then it happens again on August 19th. So this is a pretty big window of time for you to have these opportunities where the universe is giving you signs of a new job, some type of opportunity to seize where you can make additional money, make extra money, pay some debts off. Listen to what the universe is telling you through those nudgings, okay? Huge, huge stuff. But a major event happening is this time frame that started October 10th of last year, and it carries through until November of this year as healing and transformation comes to your finances and the house of finances there. Now, in terms of home, this is where Uranus moving into Taurus is going to be making the biggest impacts over you over the next several years, is the area of home and family. And at first, you always feel the transition toughest when a slow-moving planet like Uranus moves into a sign. This is the year we're going to feel it the most. So this is going to be where you feel the most shakeups in your home life, in your family, okay? So keeping an eye out for those things. Uranus can bring things unexpectedly as well, but know that as these things do, what they're doing is they're trying to push you to an area that ultimately is better for you and for them. So whatever these situations may be, whether it be divorce, whether it be a new beginning, what it's trying to do is liberate you from chains of the past to make this better. This is also a year where the eclipse happens in Cancer, which deals a lot with childhood and childhood traumas. and things that need to be changed. That's another area in your chart where Uranus is coming through. It's trying to free you from chains of childhood past. So keep that in mind, that as that happens, that it may dredge you through some dark spots in your life. You have to go through the darkness to get to the light, is what they tell me through that. Now let's talk about relationships for 2018. So Aquarius, in astrology, eclipses represent where new beginnings happen for us. The eclipses that happen every year, and they always happen in like February and in August. So they always affect you because Leo is your polar opposite sign. So whatever Leo's encountering, you're going to be encountering as well. Maybe the shadow side of it, but you encounter it just as much. And so these eclipses always happen in that time frame of Leo, Aquarius, what have you. But this is a different one this year, where this is going to be making the biggest impact for you is in the area of your relationships. The eclipse that happens January 31st, which is kind of an early one this year, but that eclipse that happened is going to bring you a lot of clarity about this relationship and the direction that it's heading. The universe is definitely going to give a bit of a wake-up call and help you to understand that person better, where they're coming from, how they communicate, or if that relationship needs to change, or if that relationship needs to end. It makes itself known in that eclipse time frame. This is also a time that is very much focused around forgiveness and healing and releasing of whatever it is, whether it's releasing of the past, releasing of old cycles, releasing of the relationship itself, whatever it is, you are going to have greater clarity regardless in this time frame. Now, at the other eclipse that we have later in the summer on August 11th, you are going to be seeing this is where the new beginnings come from whatever it is that happens in that January 31st time frame. If your birthday is on that eclipse, this is an especially pivotal year for you in terms of endings and new beginnings. Okay? A lot of things that are changing and shifting within you. Now, not only do we have the eclipses that are trying to bring new beginnings in that area for you as well, we have the Mercury retrogrades happening in that sign as well in Leo this year, which is a little bit different. Usually it's somewhere in the Virgo time frame, so this is a little bit different as well. A lot of looking to the past and how you communicate in your relationships and where those communication breakdowns have occurred over time. This is also a time moving forward out of that Mercury retrograde when the fall comes around, that you're going to be able to verbalize these things better to your partner, and the lines of communication open much, much clearer in that time frame as well. So what we have this year also happening, and I touched on it briefly earlier, is Mars retrograding in your sign this year. It's so rare that Mars is retrograding yet again so soon, but as it does so, it's going to be stuck in your sign of Aquarius. And when it retrogrades, this happens just at the beginning of the summertime, and you'll feel its effects throughout the remainder of the year. And Mars is like the engine that makes us all go. So you may find that you are lacking in drive and ambition and energy to get moving forward. But what it's doing is it's making you not so much direct your energy outward as it's making you direct that energy inward into finding what it is that you truly want to be happy. What is true to yourself? What is authentic for who you are? What is authentic for everybody around you? But mainly, the main focus is on what you need to do moving forward, where you need to take action to make sure that you are happy. Personal evolution is the top priority moving forward for the last half of the year. One of the other major things that's happening this year in astrology as well is we had Saturn returning to its home sign of Capricorn. This is going to affect a lot of you, my friends, because you have a lot of Capricorn influence, since it's the sign that's directly before yours. So you carry a lot of that Capricorn energy within you, hardworking, determined, always the one that has to be the structure and the stability around. Saturn has moved back after a 30-year break back to its home sign of Capricorn. And where this is making an impact on us is that it brings stability for all of us. It brings a lot of structure and solid ground on these weird, chaotic things that have happened to us since last year in 2017. The new beginnings that were thrown on us. This is where good, solid ground comes moving forward. Now, for you, where that happens is in the house of the subconscious mind. This is when you're really able to start releasing over the next few years a lot of baggage that you have built up back there that's keeping you from moving forward. You've built some walls subconsciously in your mind to deal with whatever it is you were dealing with at that time, but now you're ready to let these walls down. And it's a tough process, and you may find as a result that you also become a bit of a hermit and introspect, but that is okay because, like I said, this personal evolution is the top priority now and moving forward for the next year in order to better yourself, to be better for the people around you. Okay, so that is something interesting to have to look at as well. What we're going to do now is look at specific birthdays and see how Aquarius is being affected by certain planets this year more so than others. Now, with your specific birth chart and transit chart or current chart that's out there in the sky, that's going to make a little bit of a difference, okay? This is a general overall view for Aquarius, but if you want to dig in and see where is this restructuring really happening in my personal chart, where is this stagnation being let up in my chart, where are these new beginnings of the eclipses really happening in my chart, contact me. I have a link below where I do it's like the only special I run through the year is a New Year's special for $77 to look at your charts and see where you are and how you are being directly impacted now. There's no greater way to understand the self than to hear what your birth chart has to say. It helps you understand yourself in ways that you never could imagine before, and that's very vital for my Aquarian friends this year of such massive shift and change and introspection. But as a general term, for those of you with a birthday of January 21st through February 3rd, Jupiter, that lucky planet Jupiter, that healer, the one that's trying to transform things, is really working with you this year. This is a year where your optimism dramatically increases. You start seeing the light at the end of the tunnel again. And as a result, you have this guardian angel that follows you and makes sure that opportunities and new experiences and new things come through to help you really, really increase the level of happiness that's within inside of you. If you have a birthday from February 12th to the 18th, this is a year where Uranus, your ruling planet, is making a good connection with your Aquarian sun. This is very beautiful. This is a huge, huge thing right here, because what this is doing is really pushing you to new levels of freedom and independence. The independence you need as an Aquarius anyway, but a lot of freedom and independence from habits and old patterns that you're ready to release yourself of. Huge energy for that now. And if you have a birthday between February 2nd and the 18th, Jupiter out there, that planet of luck and expansion, is going to be making kind of a tough connection with your sun this year. And what that does, the main aspect of that transit, is it's trying to force you to understand that you are in control of your thoughts. You are ultimately the one that's in control of how happy you can be. And what those thoughts you have are what create the world around you. Keep in mind that 2018 is a year of manifesting. 2018 is an 11 year. 11 is known as the master number, the master manifester. Our thoughts create our reality. What we think, we make into reality. So for you especially, my friends, in that February 2nd to 18th time frame, this is the time to really be mindful of what you're thinking, because ultimately that's what you're going to draw more into your life as a result. So let's call on Archangel Uriel. Your archangel as an Aquarius. He is known as the psychologist of all of God's archangels. He is the one that comes through and detoxifies our mind of negative thoughts and the toxic energies that build up as a result. He's also the one that helps us understand things better. He is that angel that whispers to you those amazing, cool Aquarius thoughts that you get out of nowhere and the amazing ideas that you come up with. That's the angel that whispers them to you. But he also does that in ways that help you on personal levels as well. So let's see what Archangel Uriel has as a message for all of our Aquarian friends for 2018. Makes me want to cry a little bit. This is the card Release. This is a card that indicates that there has been a loss in your life and you have to heal from the grief and transition and move forward. Some things in your life are meant to end, and it's time to accept the new beginnings as a result. The end of a phase or situation, it says, and there is a time for a spiritual transformation, and it is time to move on. I think, my Aquarian friends, you know what that is because it's been repeating itself in this past year, trying to start that new beginning, and maybe you're staying stuck in that past. You know what cycles have to come to an end, and you know where. Okay, January 31st is going to make it even more clear. So call on Archangel Uriel, and of course Azrael here too, the angel who is the angel of death and the angel that helps us in grief. Call on them both to help you in this time frame to understand what it is you need to do, to have the strength to move on when you need to, and the strength of character to move on if you need to as well. So, my Aquarian friends, know that you're being watched and you're being guided to an area that's ultimately going to make you happier. It really, truly will. Thank you so much for watching, and have a very blessed 2018. Thank you. Bye.